Hey everybody, happy Wednesday. It's me, Ant, and we are live here. Me and Michelle are back again to come drop off some nuggets to help you be disruptive in your business and just really show you can level up. Michelle, I know that you have people at your house. Did you want to go first to, just in case you have to step away?
I can do that. Can you hear me okay right here where I'm sitting?
Yes, can hear you
Awesome.
just fine.
Awesome. So I am on my phone today instead of my computer because we have a crew here at our house. We decided that we're going to have a large patio put in because I love to entertain and I love to have people here at the house, and the space that we had wasn't very conducive to that. So we've had people here for the last several days working on the project. And it's one of those things that, like Ant talks about, when you treat your business like $1 million business, you show up. Well, we've invested a lot of money into this project. And so we're paying very close attention to it to make sure that it's done correctly and that, all of the pieces come together correctly. So I'm sitting down here to make sure that I can keep an eye on that and interact with the crews as needed. But the thing that I have learned that I wanted to share this morning through this whole process is that you have to trust the process. And sometimes in the middle of it, it can be messy. And there can be things, pieces that happen in the background, like little things within our businesses, or like this project that's going on outside of my house right now, where you look at it and you go, ugh, that doesn't look quite right, or that's really messy. And I'm not so sure that I'm going to like how that looks or how that turns out. And what I have learned over the course of the last week watching this process is that there's steps that go into it. There's things that, when it's not what you do every day for a living, you can look at that and go, ooh, they're doing. And so I've had to just step back that there's things that they're doing as part of this process to deliver a great end result that I don't understand. And so as I see that relating to our business, there are a lot of steps and a lot of actions and a lot of things that happen as part of a successful business that we have to embrace and trust the process with it, because it's not always going to be a linear growth upwards for us. But if we will commit to the process and going through the steps necessary, even when it's uncomfortable and even when it doesn't feel like it's producing the result that you want, if you know that you're following the right steps, and we have great steps, we have a great system in place to help us be successful. When you're using the right tools and you're taking the action that's necessary for the growth, just trust that process and know that it'll happen. It'll come, but we have to commit to it, because like with this process out here, it was a little bit scary at first, to be honest, when, they came and they started jackhammering out the old concrete and you're like, uh-oh, we're committed now. Like that's all broken out. So you can't go back. You can't go backwards and, start the process and pull back partway through, because when you do that, you end up with just a big mess that's not usable. And so when we start with our businesses to begin this process, realize that it is in fact a process and that it does take time and that there are tools and things that we can use, but we have to engage them and follow the process all the way through, because that's when the beautiful result comes. It's not in the messy in between where we're looking at it going, is this really going to work? I don't know if this is going to work or not. But when we commit to that process of our business and the level up program and our life, and realize that we're making steps forward. And if we don't give up, if we don't grow weary in doing well, we're going to reap that harvest. And so, Aunt, I know that you had some thoughts this morning about the action steps that's part of that process. So I'm going to give it back over to you so that you can tie it up with what you have.
Absolutely. And it ties right on, man. It's always amazing how she comes with her message and I come with mine, and they tie, a lot of times they tie right in, they fall right in place. And mine is the action part, because I'm watching so many people like level up and they're taking the actions to level up on that standpoint. And it's absolutely amazing. But that also goes back to your business as well, you guys. I've watched so many people say, hey, I want to make this happen. I want to replace my income. I want to, have the time freedom. I want to be able to travel where they want all of this. But on the business standpoint, when you're trusting the process, you got to understand that you still have to put action in. See, trusting the process, if I had to sum it up, it's called belief. It's called hope. Those two tie right on in together, and throughout, I don't know how you believe, but in the Bible, that's what most of it's about, hope and belief. But then it was crazy when I read my devotion today, and it was talking about action. See, sometimes we can get on our hands and knees and pray and ask for something, but if you never take the action, if Michelle and them never made the commitment to call the contractors, to call the people to come do it, they could have had all the hopes of what they wanted it to look like, but it would have never got done. It's similar to, I know me and Billy was having a conversation about running. And just like for me, when I could do all the training in the world, all the practicing in the world, but when it came to the track meet, if I got in the blocks and when he shot the gun, I didn't take off, what would happen? And that's what I'm watching a lot of people do in their business. You're coming to the training, you bought your level up pack, you're taking all the notes, but you are never taking the action. You are never picking up the phone to call anybody. You're never posting on social media to grab the engagement. You're never messaging people. And and it's not just a finger pointed at y'all, it's also a finger pointed at me. And it goes for everybody. See, you have to be willing to trust the process, having the hope, believing that it's possible. But then you also have to take the action steps necessary. You have to be willing to do something every single day. Why some people are successful and why some people aren't is the people that are successful are willing to do the things that most people won't do. Most people aren't willing to put the action steps in. See, most people aren't able to run a marathon because they aren't willing to do the practice. They aren't willing to go after it every single day and willing to understand that they're going to have good days and bad days, to understand that that's how you get to the finish line and say, hey, I was able to do it. So you got to be willing to take that action. And that's what I want to encourage everybody today. My thing was I want to see people take more action. I want to see you say, hey, Aunt, I made 2 calls today. And hey, Aunt, I made 2 calls today. And this day 7, I made 2 calls in a row. Hey, Aunt, I made 7 posts 7 days in a row, 10 days in a row, 15 days in a row. I'm watching people drink water and work out. But one of the steps in the phase is to go find 4 people with you. So how are you going to find 4 people with you if you never picked up the phone? If you never reach out to find them, if you can find some people that want to do this with you, that want to level up. People are looking, people are on their hands and knees praying. We know this. Every single day, our friends and family are praying and looking for something. And the timing may just be right. Go back and call some of those people you called a year ago and see where they are in their life today. If they're fine, they're doing great, awesome. Hey, but they may be going through something. But the only way you're going to find out is you got to pick up the phone and call. You got to message them. You got to start the conversation. And that's what I want to see. I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody have, time freedom, financial freedom, be able to send send their kids to the school that they want to, be able to leave their jobs, be able to supplement their income. But it got to come with action. Action is your I watched Michael Huffaker talk about it, but it was already on my mind to talk about it today too. But it's true. Everything in life comes with action. You can draw it out all you want. You can take all the notes. You can go do all the schooling that you want. But if you never, even if you were going for a job, if you never picked up the phone or sent in your application, guess what? You never took the action to apply for that job. You're not getting the job. You still got to show up. Michelle has her own photography business, and if she never asks for referrals or never tells somebody that she does photography, guess what? And she probably won't get that many clients. You got to put yourself out in the same thing with this is a multi-million-dollar business for you. But a lot of y'all are taking, minimum wage work ethic. You're treating it like a hobby. And that's why it's paying you like a hobby. I'm gonna be honest and real and everything to you. Until you treat it like $1 million business, you cannot become a multi-millionaire like TL did. If I asked TL to unmute right now, she would tell you that it took a daily consistent action. It didn't happen overnight, but her and her friends, they took daily action, and now they are reaping the benefits of it, and they're still going, but they became multimillionaires because they took action every day, even when nobody showed up, even when they didn't feel good, even when life hit them, even when, like Michelle, things are going on at the house that ain't perfect. And that's what you still got to do. You got to show up anyway. I watched Melissa Jackson show up when her husband was in the hospital. That is how you win. You show up when the times ain't good. You show up when nobody else is looking. You show up when nobody else is patting you on the back. You got to still go after it. Billy's training for, I see Billy on her, and I'd say, Billy, because we're having that conversation, but Billy's training for a marathon. And even when the days ain't going good, he still shows up. And that's how you get to the finish line. That's how you get to those goals and dreams. You got to show up. You got to take action, even when you don't feel like it. You woke up on the wrong side of the bed, it's okay. Still go make it happen. You set your goal and go after it. Take the action. And that's all I got. I can go on all day about taking the action.
Dude, you are fired this morning. And I would just add to that, when you take action, when it's hard, that's when you're going to see the big growth, because it's easy to take the action steps when it's easy, when you feel like it, when you're motivated. But when you push through and break apart those barriers of hard and don't feel like it and not motivated, that is when you will grow, whether it's business, whether it's physical, because sometimes those walls come up against us to try to challenge us and knock us down. But when you push through that, because there's no growth without resistance. If you don't push against the challenge and push through, you're not making progress. So continue when it's hard, especially when it's hard. That's the time when a lot of people will give up, back out, back down, slow down. And if you don't do that, when it gets hard, if you push harder, keep going, remind yourself why, that's when you're going to see the growth. So trust that process, take the action. That's hard to say sometimes, because sometimes Aunt and I are talking to ourselves when we're doing these trainings for you guys. I'm going to say 99% of the time, we are sharing stuff that's on our heart, that we're feeling convicted about, that we're feeling reminded of for ourselves. So when we're sharing these things with you, it's because we're going through it with you, and we're having to tell ourselves, this is hard right now. I don't feel like it. I'm not motivated. I don't want to, but guess what? Let's do it anyways. And if you need to pick up the phone and call one of us, or I need to pick up the phone and call Aunt because I don't feel like it, he's going to kick my butt in a very encouraging and kind way, but he's going to kick my butt. And if you need that, or you need the support or the encouragement, that's what this community is about. So let's all get out there and do it even when it's hard, when we don't feel like it. And let's see how that helps us to level up, process, take action. Ant, back to you.
And that's it, you guys. Trust the process and take action. Start today. Don't put it off to tomorrow. Well, I got to work long today. Well, on your break, instead of sitting there and just eating or sitting there and just scrolling through Facebook, pick up the phone, find you a friend or two, call them and say, hey, I got something I want you to check out. I don't know if it's for you, but hey, I just want you to take a look. Do something like that. Find somebody on social media. Make your first social media post. Get consistent doing something that is income producing activity for your business. Same way you're income producing on your health, you need to do it on your business as well. And I just wanted to throw that out there today. Hey, I love you guys. Me and Michelle, our phones are open for you. So feel free to call us, text us. I hope y'all got some value from this. It's a lot shorter than what it normally is. But hey, it was just a message. That's what came from my heart. And like Michelle said, 99.9% of the time, it's something that we need to do. And this was something that was on my mind yesterday because I wanted to, like, I was just going. And then, I got tired. And it was just like, do I keep going or I not keep going? And I kept going. See, and that's where you still got to go after. And I'm so proud of watching Billy, train for this marathon. I'm watching Melissa go through adversity in her life. She's still going. Marlene is going through adversity. Her and all the Canadians are going through adversity, and they're still showing up. See, it's things like that that make you win. But not only do I want to see people plug in, I want to see you take the action, because we can all plug in. We can all believe. We can all have hope and trust the process, but you got to take the action. So don't just take the notes. Take what you heard today and apply it. See, because knowledge is not just power. It's applied knowledge. It's the first word, applied, which is another word for action. So you got to take the applied knowledge, and that's how you get to success, and that's how you do it. You got to put action is very, very important in your business and your success in life. So hope y'all have a blessed Wednesday, and I'll unmute the lines here so y'all can tell Michelle, thank you. Let me stop the recording.
Awesome message, Michelle.